Here you are reading my point of view. Some clean advice, but by no means the last and only word. I encourage full range of motion with full extension and full contraction. I prefer moderate to heavy poundages with higher reps, 12 to 15 to maximize the involvement of the entire body. With moderate weight and higher reps, I'm able to set a groove and incorporate a solid body thrust technique that brings more muscle groups into play and creates a rhythm in the repetitions. Though I practice single set training, I accent my workouts with supersets and trisets. Through all this, I want you to remember, we all have our own training style, and yours is developing now. As you read this and other training books, sites, and magazines, observe others in action and experiment on your own. I trained with Arnold for 3 to 4 years in the past, and we shared similar training methods which enhanced us both. Yet in our arm training, we went our own separate ways. Arnold gains massive and proportionate biceps and triceps through muscle isolation, pumping, and burning. I prefer heavier weight with a full range of motion to involve the body more entirely. Frank Zane and I met at the gym every morning at sunrise to train our midsection and either chest, back, or shoulders. Yet our arm and leg workouts didn't match. I have more difficulty and require more work in these areas than Frank. Franco Columbu and I co-trained successfully, though his strength in pressing far exceeded mine, and we differed in pace. Tom Platz trains hard, often to the extreme. In his radical performance, he often trains to complete failure, sometimes doing a body part workout consisting of a single set of 50 or perhaps 100 excruciating reps. Dave Johns and I trained in Europe for several weeks, and I experienced his awesome power in the bench and squat. As he worked slow and heavy, I often did 3 sets while he prepared to do one massive set, moving a mountain to my foothills. When I met Sergio Oliva in New York City 30 years ago, he was practicing Olympic lifting to thicken and shape his entire body. Ken Waller does reps with 400 in the bench, 500 in the squat, yet for shoulders and arms, I've known him to use lightweight, angular movements, and isolation. Very patiently, Labrada has similar highly specialized concentrated techniques to gain fine muscle detail. I've known Leroy Colbert to do literally 100 sets of curls, and watch Zabo and friends spend both morning and afternoon doing as many sets of full squats. At the other end of the spectrum, we saw Mike Menser grow and grow on his intense single-set, heavy-duty system. I could go on and on with great fun describing the variety of training styles I've shared with my partners and peers over the years, and in vastly different training venues, from a converted pigeon coop in Sydney, Australia, to Serge Nubre's subterranean cubicles in Paris. I've sorted my way through a maze of crazy workouts. They all seem to work if your heart is in there, so suit yourself as the champions do, and by the grace of God, you'll become one.